Hello all, welcome to Brilliant Coaching Classes. I am Nilima Patil. In this video, you will study the different pairs of angles formed by a transversal. So those different pairs of angles are corresponding angles, interior angles and alternate angles. In alternate angle again there are two types, interior alternate angles and exterior alternate angles. First we will see corresponding angles. If the arms on the transversal of a pair of angles are in the same direction and the other arms are on the same side of the transversal, then it is called a pair of corresponding angles. So, if you see here these two angles, angle APE and angle CQP. These two angles have their one arm on the transversal and it is in the same direction. Here these two rays, the arm of angle is in the upward direction and the other arm, this and this arm of these two angles, the other arms are on the same side of the transversal. So here these two arms are on the left side of the transversal. So if I draw these two angles separately here down, so this is angle 1 which is angle APE and the other angle is this. Angle CQP. So these two angles have their one arm on the transversal. So these two arms PE, ray PE and ray QP, and these are in the upward direction, and the other arm PA and QC are on one side of the transversal. So these two angles form a pair of corresponding angles. So this angle and this angle form first pair of corresponding angles. So we'll write their name here, angle APE, or you can see here also angle APE and angle CQP. So CQP is the first pair of corresponding angle. Another pair is this. Another pair of corresponding angle is this one. And the name of these two angles which form a pair, another pair of corresponding angle is angle BPE. Angle BPE and angle DQP. Angle DQP. Now the third pair. Third pair is this. So these two angles which I marked red are showing another pair of corresponding angles. See there, this arm and this arm, they are on the transversal. So here they are actually, but I drew it beside the transversal. So this one of these two angles arm is on the transversal and both are in the same direction, that is in the downward direction, and the other arm is on one side of the transversal. So these two angles also make a pair of corresponding angles. So another pair, the name is angle APQ. Angle APQ and angle, this is angle CQF. Now the fourth pair. So this is the fourth pair of corresponding angles. So this is one more pair and the name is angle BPQ. Fourth pair, angle BPQ and angle this one DQF, angle DQF. So these are the four pairs of corresponding angles. Now we will see interior angles. A pair of angles which are on the same side of the transversal and inside the given lines is called a pair of interior angles. So the angles which are on the same side of the transversal and inside the given lines. So these two lines are given. If we consider these two given and this is the transversal, then the angle is inside the two lines. So this and this lines inside portion, and those angles are here. So these two angles form a pair of interior angles. If I draw them separately here down, so it will look like this. So angle APQ, APQ, and the other angle is CQP, CQP, that is angle 4 and 5. So this is 4th angle and 5 angle which we numbered here in the figure. So this angle 4 and angle 5 make a pair of interior angles. We'll write their names here. So first pair is angle APQ. So this angle APQ and angle CQP, CQP, angle CQP. Now the second pair. Now these two angles, they form another pair of interior angles. So their one arm is on the transversal and these two angles are inside the lines, line M and N. If I draw these two angles here, so it will look like this. Angle BPQ, BPQ, and angle DQP, angle DQP. So this is the other pair of corresponding angles. So angle 3 and angle 6, angle 3 and angle 6, they make another pair of interior angles. So I'll write their names here. Angle BPQ, angle BPQ, and angle DQP. So here also you can see angle DQP. So these are the two pairs of interior angles. Next, alternate angles. Pairs of angles which are on the opposite sides of transversal and their arms on the transversal show opposite directions is called a pair of alternate angles. In that there are two types. In alternate angles, two types: interior alternate angles and exterior alternate angles. See, first interior alternate angles. So these angles are at the inner side of the given two lines, and here we already saw these angles are on opposite side of the transversal. So this is the transversal and the angles on the opposite side but inside of this inner side of these two lines. So angle 4 and angle 6, you can see these are interior alternate angles. So I will mark this angle and this one. So these two angles are at the inner side of the two lines and they are on the opposite sides of the transversal. So angle 4 is on the left side of the transversal, angle 6 is on the right side of the transversal. So these two angles are interior alternate angles. So first pair of interior alternate angle is angle APQ and angle DQP. DQP. So this is the first pair. Now second pair is angle 3 and angle 5. So this angle and this one, that is angle BPQ, angle BPQ and angle this one CQP. CQP. So these two angles are also at the inner side of these two lines and on opposite direction in opposite side of the transversal. Next, exterior alternate angles. There are also two types of exterior alternate angles. So angle 1 and 7, angle 1 and angle 7. So these two angles are on the opposite sides of the transversal and they are at the outer side of these two lines. They are on the outer sides, that is exterior part of these two sides. Therefore they are exterior alternate angles. So this angle, that is angle APE, angle APE and angle DQF. And another pair is angle 2 and angle 8. So we'll write their name, angle BPE, angle BPE and angle CQF. So these are the alternate angles and its types: interior alternate angles and exterior alternate angles. So you also draw the diagram like this, where two lines and a transversal, and you will get 8 angles, and from those 8 angles you find different pairs of angles like corresponding angles, interior angles, alternate angles, and these two types, and you will understand everything about the angles. Thank you.